Hello, everybody, and welcome to a tropical update here. This is the current look, of course, at the tropics right now. Only game in town, Atlantic-wise at least, at this point is, of course, Hurricane Delta, which has weakened from its peak yesterday at 145 miles per hour down to a 90 mile per hour Category 1 hurricane now in the Gulf of Mexico, moving towards the Gulf Coast here. And I'll talk more in detail about the track here, but this is the satellite imagery right now over the past 3 hours here, and you can just see how the storm has progressed with time here. It made landfall earlier this morning around 10:30 UTC as I believe it was 110 mile per hour Category 2, high-end Category 2 hurricane. The reason for that is due to an unexpected little pocket of winds here that Hurricane Delta encountered, fortunately, and led it to weaken from 145 miles per hour to 110 mile per hour storm at landfall over the Yucatan. Fortunately, still a bad storm for them, but could have been a lot worse had that wind shear not gone over Delta. But right now, you can see the storm still sustaining itself here. It was down, I think it was at 85 miles per hour at the last update, and now they updated it, and it's back up to 90 miles per hour in this new update from the National Hurricane Center. And here's some more satellite imagery here, just showing the progression of the hurricane here, Hurricane Delta, over the past 3 hours, making landfall, of course, right around sunrise earlier this morning, and then as the sun sets, still turning in the Gulf of Mexico now. And here's the forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center as of the latest update. 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, advisory 14. Center is currently located at 22.5 degrees north, 90.9 degrees west. Again, 22.5 degrees north, 90.9 west. Maximum sustained 1-minute winds are at 90 miles per hour, making this, of course, pretty much a high-end Category 1 hurricane here. Moving to the west-northwest at 17 miles per hour in this newest National Hurricane Center updated now. They revised the peak down a little bit in the Gulf of Mexico. Previously, it was thought to be there was forecast to be a 130 mile per hour Category 4 in the Gulf of Mexico, but now it's down to a 120 mile per hour Category 3 peak. The National Hurricane Center is expecting from Hurricane Delta here. And again, of course, the forecast cone. And here's the key messages for Hurricane Delta, of course. If they load, that is. There they are. This is the key messages here. You can stop the video right now and read this if you want to. And then here's the Spanish version as well for that if you want to stop the video right now and read that as well. And here's a peak surge graphic by the National Hurricane Center here. And unfortunately, the storm is going to make landfall, forecast to make landfall at least at this point in time, roughly in the same general region where Laura did. Fortunately, it's not forecast to be anywhere near Laura's intensity at landfall due to lower anti-surface temperatures near the coastline and winds here on the coast that's expected to weaken the storm on approach to landfall here, fortunately. But regardless, still a serious storm nonetheless. And the storm's, like I said, forecast to make landfall pretty much in the same general region that Hurricane Laura made landfall in nearly 2 months ago as a 150 mile per hour Cat 4. This storm is forecast, I believe, to make landfall a little bit east of if you go off the center line, that is, forecast to make landfall a little bit east of where Laura made landfall. Laura made landfall around Cameron, Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken. This is forecast to make landfall more so around Pecan Island there in Louisiana, give or take. But of course, I could always change. It could shift more to the east there, more to the west, or still stay pretty much right on forecast here. Regardless, still a serious storm, regardless of how much it weakens when it makes it to the Gulf Coast here. It's really the key thing to remember about the storm, and especially its size too. The size is also a factor in this because the storm is forecast to be kind of increasing in size here as it progresses through the Gulf of Mexico. So it's not only just winds that are going to be the issue, it's going to be mostly storm surge here that's going to be the issue for places along the coastline where the storm is forecast to make landfall at and areas surrounding that. So storm surge is going to be a major threat for some of these places that got hit hard by Hurricane Laura, again, not even 2 months ago. So unfortunately, you guys are going to have to go through, looks like if this forecast holds at least, you guys are going to have to go through another hurricane here. Fortunately, like I said, due to cooler sea surface temperatures, near the coastline and increasing wind shear along the coastline. It's not forecast to be intensifying up until landfall. It's supposed to be weakening near at landfall here compared to what the Hurricane Laura did nearly 2 months ago. And here's some more infrared imagery of Hurricane Delta right now, and you can see some new convection firing off over the center of circulation there, trying to wrap itself around. And time remains to be seen if it tries to form a well-defined eye or not. It tried, of course, yesterday, but that failed due to some moderately high wind shear that unexpectedly went over the system. Thus, what led to its weakening at landfall with Iguachan. But at this point, no wind shear is forecast to be over the hurricane. Excuse me. It's not forecast to be, no wind shear is forecast to be over the hurricane here, at least for the next 24 hours or so. So it has at least 24, 36 hours or so to intensify here, give or take, until it gets into some more hostile conditions. For the most part, those being, of course, cooler sea surface temperatures and higher wind shear along the coastline of the Gulf Coast here. And here's water vapor imagery of the storm here, and you can see just the wide extent the storm has here. Outer bands extending really far out away from the center here. So a really large system that's trying to get it's a larger storm than it was when it was in the Caribbean. I can tell you that here. And again, don't necessarily focus on intensity here. This is going to be a if the forecast holds, could be a decent surge threat for the coastline of Louisiana here, unfortunately, again. And you get to see how the storms progress here. This is mesoscale imagery, this one is. So this imagery updates once every minute here off of Go 16, and you get to see how the storms progress with time here. Again, trying to, look, it was trying to form an eye earlier, but that kind of failed. So we'll see if it tries to form, if it really decides to form an eye here before landfall, or if it stays where the eye is shrouded by cold cloud tops, like has been the norm with the storm pretty much for like the past 24, 36 hours or so that it's really been intense. And then switching basins here, here's a look at tropical depression Norbert. Norbert's expected to still remain a tropical depression here and forecast to weaken starting 6 p.m. Monday even further, and probably dissipate a little bit later on down the line next week here. But again, moving south at 1 miles per hour. Not forecast to be a threat at all for Mexico. Only going to really be a threat for any boaters or any marine interests happen to be in the immediate area where Norbert is. And you can see here in the satellite imagery why the National Hurricane Center only really forecasts Norbert to maintain its tropical depressed status here. It really looks um, the worst for wear here, unlike Hurricane Delta in the Gulf of Mexico. Really fortunate to see this storm is not really getting its act together. Then switching basins again, we got to look at the Western Pacific here. We got Typhoon Chanham currently going on in the Western Pacific right now as a 70 knot Category 1 hurricane, which is 70 knots is about, I believe, 80 miles per hour. So it's about an 80 mile per hour Category 1 hurricane here on the South Pacific scale in the Western Pacific right now. Forecast to peak a little bit further as a 85 mile per hour or 75 knot typhoon here, as it either brushes either really close to Japan here, or perhaps makes a landfall here with Japan as a weakening typhoon by the looks of it, Category 1 typhoon by the looks of it. And then here's satellite imagery of Typhoon Chanham here, and you can see it's a really large system here, hence why it's not going to really be able to rapidly intensify here if it even had the chance to in the first place. It's not going to be able to really rapidly intensify here because it's a fairly large system here. But you can see definitely it's trying to get its act together there before it heads into more unfavorable conditions here, as it either again makes a really close approach to, or perhaps makes landfall over Japan as a weakening typhoon. But still, regardless, a decent looking typhoon here, and one to just be taken seriously here for those of you guys in Japan. Of course, this is your first rodeo for typhoons of this magnitude here. You've had storms a lot stronger than this, but of course, just follow the necessary precautions you always take with typhoons like this, and you guys will make it through this fine. And then remember, for official information on Hurricane Delta here, take a look at the National Weather Service here. Just type up weather.gov, just NWS, or just National Weather Service, and it should be the first search result that you see here. And you'll know on the correct page when you see all this crucial life-saving information right in front of your fingertips here. Let's take a look at and you can click anywhere in the continental United States or in either Alaska or Hawaii as well. and see the latest forecast for your National Weather Service forecast office. This one being, of course, where I clicked on National Weather Service in Lake Charles here. And you can see they give you crucial information on the hurricane here and what to expect from the hurricane here, and really crucial life-saving information here that you need to know here if you're in the path of the storm. If you know anybody, any family members, any friends in the path of this hurricane here, I really need to stress to them how serious the situation is here, regardless of how intense it is. Just forget the intensity at this point. Um, Regardless if it, say it makes a Category 3 landfall or Category 2 landfall, doesn't matter. Storm surge is still going to be a main threat with this storm here. Of course, if it does end up making landfall as a Category 3, then wind will also be an issue here. But the main threat I really want to stress is storm surge here, especially for those places along the coastline that already got hit pretty hard in late August by Hurricane Laura here. And again, if you want to get the latest, like say you live in Cameron, Louisiana here, click over in Cameron, and it'll take you to, it'll give you a 5-day. Well, actually, I accidentally clicked on the coast there. But say you live in, I don't know, Lake Charles here. Say you live in Lake Charles and you want to figure out what is forecast to happen in your part of the state here in Louisiana. Um, It'll give you a 5-day graphical forecast here, and then below that a 7-day text forecast. And it'll also give you an hourly weather forecast here, so you can plan your preparations out hour by hour here to prepare for the storm in advance here. And you can see weather's forecast to really go down here, hill starting. Looks like Friday night or Friday morning there. By the looks of it, conditions really start to go downhill. So you pretty much have till about looks like probably till about Thursday night or early Friday morning really to start to not start to, but to finish preparing for this hurricane here. And of course, if you don't know exactly where you live, or you only know your zip code or the nearest city or town name near you, you could also type that into here. Again, either zip code or nearest city or town name near you, and it'll give you all the same information you're seeing here, just more localized for your area. And of course, in the National Hurricane Center, just type up nhc.noaa.gov, or this National Hurricane Center, or this NHC, and that should be the first search result that you see. And you'll know on the correct page when you see all this crucial life-saving information right in front of your fingertips here. And of course, this is all the information you see here for Hurricane Delta. And I have all the links down in the description below if you want to take a look at this. But I really want to stress with this system here. For those of you guys in the path of this, you're gonna get through it. Just gotta listen to your local officials here, National Weather Service and National Hurricane Center here. As the hours progress here, you still have about a good day or so to prepare for this, give or take here before conditions start to really go downhill here. You can see you pretty much have all Thursday for the most part here. Maybe not Thursday night, but you pretty much have all Thursday here. Tonight and tomorrow afternoon at least to prepare and evacuate um, or heed any information given to you by your local officials. If they tell you to evacuate, you get out of there. You should have learned your lesson with the Hurricane Laura. But if you don't evacuate for this one, then you're under a mandatory evacuation. You really, really, really need to really assess your situation, and you need to really pay attention to them. Because if you stay in this near in an area that's under mandatory evacuation, then best of luck to you. Because I wouldn't really want I wouldn't want to chance that if I was under a mandatory evacuation and stay even after getting hit by a Category 4 hurricane, not even 2 months prior before that. Um, be smart about this. Don't stay around for this hurricane, especially if you went through Laura and you're going to be impacted by the storm. Not even again 2 months after Laura made landfall. Be safe about this storm. Make wise decisions here. Again, if you're under mandatory evacuation, please evacuate from this storm here. It's a really serious situation. Doesn't matter about intensity. Don't nitpick intensity here. Don't say don't say maybe it's going to be 100 miles per hour, 110 miles per hour. Don't worry about that. This is going to be a surge threat regardless here of intensity here, and it's going to be a large system here too. We're talking now. It's not going to be as small as it was when it was making landfall in Yucatan here. It's going to be, if anything, it's maybe going to even increase in size here, like I was saying earlier. If anything, not decrease in size here from what we're thinking here. So just be really smart about this. Be safe about this. Make wise decisions. And if your local officials tell you to get out, get out. They're trying to do it for the interest of your own safety here in your own life. They're not doing it for fun. They're not doing it to make your life harder. They're doing it to save your life and property here. And that's what they're there for. So that's pretty much going to be about it for this tropical update here. Of course, links down below in the description. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down in the comment section below. For those of you guys in the path of this storm, you have roughly pretty much all of this night tonight. You have all tonight and pretty much all of the afternoon and maybe a tiny bit of tomorrow night to prepare and decide if you need to evacuate here, if you're under a mandatory evacuation, or if you need to stay put, if you're under a voluntary evacuation, or far enough inland, past Lake Charles or north, away from the coastline here, and ride it out if you need to. If you're not under a mandatory evacuation, if you're under a mandatory evacuation, get out. And if your local officials tell you to get out of the area. Don't chance it at all, and stay safe and make smart decisions here overnight as the storm progresses here. Again, I hope everybody has a great day wherever you guys are. Again, if you have any comments or questions, leave them down in the comment section below. Have a great day wherever you guys are. Stay safe. I apologize for the long duration of this update, and that's pretty much going to be about it for this one here. So see you guys in the next one. Peace.